Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our last chance qualifiers here at Grey Ogre Games. My name is Mick. I'm yours for today, and we're watching the match here between Lucas Wong and Liam Ping on left and right, respectively. Totally covering up our beautiful play mat that we made specifically for the stream. But that play mat's quite nice too. What looks like a Hydra and an angel, very cool. The chain links angel. Anyway, you're watching the last chance qualifiers here at Grey Ogre Games. The winner of this tournament is going to secure their place in the season in the invitationals, 2017 invitationals. I know it's 2018, but our invitation, like, we have to account for the entire year, and then we have the invitationals take place, and they will play. Usually they'll play after the year is over to find out who's the champion for 2017, or the champion for the previous year. Lucas here is playing what we saw Naya burn. Lucas playing Naya Burn and Liam Ping here playing Affinity. So two very aggressive decks. But depending on how your starting hand goes, this one is interesting. Depending on how your starting hand goes, you either play the aggressor or the control player, and it's possible that Lucas is the aggressor here. His hand is pretty stacked. Okay, Vault Scourge off the top. Liam here gonna get rid of that Goblin Guide very early on with a Galvanic Blast. Goblin Guide, one of the really awesome card. Very broken. Very powerful. Let's see if the internet can manage. There we go. Goblin Guide, for 1 mana you get a 2/2 with haste. And then when Goblin Guide attacks, defending player reveals the top card of his or her library if it's a land card, that player puts it into his or her hand. Very strong. But Liam Ping here has a cranial plating on his side of the table, and will be able to get in for at least 4 points of damage. Looks like. Unless he's got another one. Okay, so Vault Scourge beats in for 5 points of damage to Lucas's face. So goes down to 19, and no follow-up. Okay. Oh, wow. He is flooding out. He's flooding out max. Interesting. So Lucas here has the option of casting Searing Blaze here. But just going to swing in with both his Monastery Spears. And Liam Ping looks like he's going to take 2 points of damage, maybe. Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it's fine because, Liam Ping will probably want to equip the Vault Scourge. Right, so Searing Blaze the Vault Scourge instead. And so now you take 7 points of damage instead of 2 points of damage. That's the power of prowess on the Monastery Swiss Spear. Of course, Searing Blaze also. Searing Blaze is the other, part of that equation. Very strong. And next turn might be able to do another 7 points of damage with the Skullcrack in hand, depending on what he draws. Oh man, a second cranial plating. And that second cranial plating goes in onto another Ornithopter. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 points of damage, which brings Lucas down to 4 life points. And Galvanic Blast would be able to finish out this game. So let's see what's Lucas' response. Obviously he has to take it. He's got nothing in hand, but of course he's going to try to feign that. Okay, I've got a lightning bolt. So maybe I'll fire it off. But definitely want to thin out the deck here, right? Yep. Thins out the deck, goes down to 3. So you still got the ability, okay, so if he draws another Searing Blaze, even if he no, the question is, even if he draws another Searing Blaze, he needs another 2 mana burn spell for 3 points of damage, or at least 1 mana burn spell for 3 points of damage. He can afford that extra 2 life. If that's a lightning bolt, then he wins, and it's a mountain, which means he doesn't. And he's just going to pack it up. Okay, so Liang Ping here takes that first game from Lucas. Very unfortunate, like he drew what, 5-6 lands? Something like that. Even after thinning out his deck, he drew even more lands. So what he needed there was a 3-point burn. Just any burn would have sufficed for 13 points of damage, because did he need a 4-point burn though? You fire in. Did he need a 4-point burn? Your Monastery Spears are 2. Skull Cracks add additional 5 damage, so that's 7. Oh, he needed a 4-point burn. He needed basically a Boros Charm off the top. And that would have been quite tough, honestly speaking. That would have been quite tough. But yeah, didn't draw the Boros Charm, and yeah, ended up losing that game. So the best card, I think the best cards in Lucas's deck would probably be the Eidolon of the Great Revel. But I'm not quite sure whether he can pull it off by turn. Like, if he doesn't drop it on turn 2, it loses its value exponentially. Gonna bring in Searing Touch. Searing Touch is one that we haven't seen in quite a while. Not Searing Touch, sorry. Oh, is that Searing Blaze? No, it is Searing Blood. Searing Blood. Right? This is the one. Deal 2 damage. Deal 2 damage to target creature. This I haven't seen in a lot of sideboards recently, but still a very powerful card. Nothing compared to Searing Blaze though. Searing Blaze is deal 1 damage to target creature and 1 damage to target player that creature controls, and it requires landfall. Landfall, then it deals 3 damage instead. Searing Blood is slightly different. Searing Blood is deals 2 damage to target creature. When that creature dies their turn, Searing Blood deals the 3 damage to the creature's controller. So if you take away the target, so there's only one target here, which is target creature. If you take away that target in response to Searing Blood, then no damage is dealt at all, which can be a little bit frustrating, honestly speaking, because in Liang Ping's hand, like if he goes what's that creature, Outbound Ravager, right? You're never gonna get value out of that Searing Blood. Whereas in Searing Blaze, like all you have to do is just target it, and then you target the player as well, and then you fire off. So curious that he's taking out Lava Spikes. So he looks like Lucas sees himself as being the control player, likely. Of course, Liang Ping here is going to be the aggressor, but he is on the draw now. So Liang Ping still probably going to be the aggressor. There's not much control elements that Liang Ping has. He needs to just drop, more than half his hand on turn 1, and then almost the remaining half on turn 2. And then try to go from there and try to secure a game. Best cards will probably be cranial plating. Probably. Or what other good cards could Liang Ping have in his deck? Life Gain, Vault Scourge, probably gonna be good, but Lucas is going to be the control player, so your Vault Scourges aren't going to be staying on the battlefield for all that long anyway. Right. If you just joined us, you're watching the last chance qualifiers here at Great Ogre Games. It's modern this time round. We're watching the match between Lucas and Liam Ping. And if you didn't know by now, Lucas is playing the Naya Burn deck. Or but maybe it's not Naya. It looks like just strictly Boros Burn. Since I didn't see Destructive Rivalries in the sideboard. Starts off here with a really fast Goblin Guide, but the Goblin Guide does give Liam Ping an additional land. Liam Ping here is playing, as you can tell, Affinity. Oh, so looks like Liam Ping is going the control route. Interesting. He needs to drop one more artifact and... Okay, so turn 1 Arcbound Ravager is a very strong start. So he was able to dump 4 cards. Of course, that's less than half his hand. And I was saying earlier, you know, you can dump your entire hand. That will be awesome. Mox Opal here on the top. Not going to be that great. And here likely to take the damage for fear of, you know, Searing Blood, Searing Blaze. Or Lightning Bolt. And, you know, Liam Ping here might sacrifice that that Mox Opal to make his Ornithopter really big. And I don't think Lucas Wong has ability to... Spell Pierce in hand. Another Mox Opal in hand. Cast another Ravager. Sacrifice Mox Opal to that Ravager. Cast another Mox Opal. And yeah, Signal Pass is the play and just passes the turn. He knows his Ornithopter is big enough. There's not a lot that Lucas can do here. He has what, double Lightning Bolt, which is good, but not quite sure if that stacks up, especially with Liam Ping having a Spell Pierce in hand. Lucas might, you know, be caught with his pants down. Okay, so he just passes the turn. Okay, so Liam Ping here might get greedy, might cast the Master of Ethereum. Is it? The one that gives all artifacts +1/+1, then it's a star. He might. But I feel it's better for Liam Ping to keep up that Spell Pierce. He is in control right now, and should try to maintain the control. Okay, so Volt Scourge off the top has not dealt Lucas a single point of damage. So clearly Liam Ping here is taking the or at least believing that he is the control player. But you know, controlling his opponent quite well. Lucas here is stuck on his side of the field. Can't really do much. Boros Charm you to the face, down to 9 damage. I think Liam Ping here. Oh, okay. Dispenses the Spell Pierce. I felt that was a little bit unnecessary. You know, you could take 4 damage to the face. You still have your Volt Scourge. So why have to worry? But anyway, Lucas. Okay, so Lucas is playing the Naya burn deck, so can definitely expect stuff like destructive rivalry in the deck. Maybe that will be his best draw. Doesn't have 9 points of burn in the face. And going to be hard to get rid of the Arc, Arc Ravager, Arcbound Ravager. Thinking of getting in though. And I think the problem here is that the Ornithopter is still a 3/3. And Lucas is waiting for the opportunity to, okay, attack in with my Goblin Guide. Hmm. He's got to try to preserve his life total. The Vault Scourge, of course, goes down. Lava Spike and Lightning Bolt in hand for Lucas, keeping that second Lightning Bolt for any potential shenanigans on Liam Ping's side. The worrying thing here is that if Liam Ping drops okay. Am I cast a Master of Ethereum here? If Liam Ping here drops a cranial plating, then Lucas is in a lot of trouble because Liam Ping has the ability to equip it, you know, at instant speed. Of course, Daniel can counter that or quote unquote deal with that, but would you really? It's kind of tough. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Outbound Ravager is a 4. Ornithopter is 1. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 points of damage to Lucas. And quite confident that the Master of Ethereum is more than enough to block any attack from Lucas. Hmm. Man, Lucas doesn't have a lot of options, especially like when you're drawing like this. Like it's a lava spike, lightning bolt, as well as lightning helix. Lightning helix would be very useful. Honestly, lightning helix is very useful. So hmm. Interesting. So attacks in for 10 points. Lucas does take that 10 points of damage, but Lucas here trying to figure out what's the next step and just passes the turn. So maybe Lamping is, led to believe that Lucas here doesn't have an answer, but Lucas does have some form of answer. Especially at Master of Ethereum. But Master of Ethereum is so huge. Lucas would need a Path to Exile to get rid of it. Hmm. Limping here, trying to figure out the math. Cranial plating. Probably attacks him with everyone, and this should be lethal. Of course, Lucas here has lightning bolt and lightning helix. Just swings in, trigger. Everyone gets the pump. This part's a little bit scary. Okay, so Master of Ethereum obviously has to be blocked. Sure. Hmm. One, two, three, four, five, six. So Master of Ethereum is 6/6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So Master of Ethereum is a 6/6, which can grow quite large. Unfortunately, it starts to shrink in size. So if Lucas here goes for, like, let's say a lightning bolt. Okay, so lightning helix you in the face. Okay, he doesn't get rid of the creatures. Helix you, they exchange life totals. And it takes another 11 I think now is 11 damage. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 damage. Okay, I'm gonna try to put this cranial plating onto the ornithopter. The ornithopter, which is sort of safe from 4-point burn. And this should do it. I don't think Lucas has any else, right? Like 1, 2, how much damage is that? 1, 4, 5, 6, 7 from the lightning, from the signal pest. 8, 9, 10 from the Master of Ethereum. This should be lethal. I don't think Lucas has any answer to all of these creatures. That Akbar Ravager is a 5/5. Yeah, the Ornithopter is a 2/4 before attaching that cranial plating, and Liam Ping here takes 2 games to 0 from Lucas. So Liam Ping goes 2-0. We're going to have a short break. Looks like a lot of players are done. Maybe not all the players are done, but it looks like a lot of players are done. Yeah, Lucas there a little bit unfortunate. Doesn't draw, didn't draw the destructive rivalry there. Would have been so good, so good. X Nuclear Winter X saying if he bolted past pre-combat, it would save himself 2 points of damage. But I'm not sure 2 points of damage would matter in, with the what you call it, cranial plating. Cranial plating was already a +5 +0, so 2 points. No, it was a +6 +0. If you bolted the pest, it would be a +5 +0. Still wouldn't have mattered. Lucas just didn't have enough answers in his hand. All right. We are going for a short break, but we'll be back with round 3 in a very short while. It seems that everybody's got pretty fast decks today, so we're gonna probably see a lot of like these aggro matchups. Before I go, just want to remind you that you can join us on the stream every Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Singapore time. You can join us also on Fridays if you like Final Fantasy. If you miss the streams, go on down to youtube.com/GreatOgreGames. And last but not least, if you want to find out more about the invitationals, do check out our website, greatogregames.com. All right, we are going out for a short while. We'll be right back, so don't go away.